Stay tuned for Art Zone, coming to you from Gage Academy of Art. Hi, and welcome to the show. I'm Nancy Guppy, and this week we are coming to you from Gage Academy. It's an art school housed in a beautiful old school building just north of St. Mark's Cathedral. Well, Gage turns 25 this year, and we're going to talk about their anniversary plans right after I tease the show. Actor Cheyenne Casebeer.
To do this right, I personally want to give 300%.
Color is the most overwhelming topic.
Artist Kimberly Trowbridge.
If it works out, it's kind of the slippery slope, like, yay, I made it happen.
And musical chanteuse, Lady Rizzo.
One more dip in your ring, 'cause my quill is dry, my quill is dry.
Well, as mentioned, Gage is celebrating 25 years, and Executive Director Sheila Hughes has the scoop of where they've been and where they're going. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's so great to be here.
And we have a little gift for you here. Right, come on in. So this is a fondue pot.
Honorary
it's silver.
fondue pot.
And you can see there's actually real cheese in there. So you got that?
Thank you.
Okay, that's your lunch.
So meaningful.
Isn't it meaningful? Yeah. So let's start with kind of the philosophy of the approach of Gage in terms of teaching art.
Well, it's sort of a crazy hybrid, actually. Gage is an amazing independent art school, but then it's so much more than that. And so we have this backbone of classes and workshops in sculpture, drawing, painting, digital, mixed media. But then we add to it everything from teen art studios to free workshops, arts, lectures, talks, festivals, performances, and so everything.
Yeah.
So we just, the mission is really to become a cultural petri dish for the city of Seattle and have a little fun with it.
And I want to mention too the Atelier. What exactly is the Atelier?
The Atelier is probably the most serious program that we have here at Gage, and it's students who totally know that they're heading towards a serious career in art, and they want to study with one person for multiple years. And so we have everything from that level of seriousness all the way to classes for people who are just dusting off their skills after college, or they're teens and they want to get together with their friends on a Friday night and paint together. So we kind of meet you on the spectrum wherever you are.
Wherever you are.
Yeah.
Gage began, a little history here, kind of the power couple, right? Pamela Bellier and Gary Fagan. And so she left, and you stepped in a couple years ago. She went on to get a master's in education.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. She's a go-getter, that girl. But Gary's still here.
Yep.
Right. So, and all the teaching artists as well. How many teaching artists?
I think, well, at any given quarter, we have 50 teachers who are coming not just from the Northwest, but also from around the country.
Wow.
So there's guest programs here where somebody comes even from Italy or Israel and teaches here for up to 10 days at a time. So it's really kind of a hive of activity, and I think that's what's you're getting a front row seat to it today.
Yeah. And what, in terms of going forward, anniversary-wise, what are you guys looking forward to having happen?
Well, 25 years, that's like such an auspicious occasion for Gage.
Yeah.
So we decided instead of fondue and cakes, we were going to actually sort of paint the city. So we've got 3 big projects happening this summer. The first is we're working on an amazing float that you'll see at the Pride Parade.
Oh, cool.
And also at Torchlight. And I won't give it away, but the theme is Bodies Are Beautiful. So it's going to be fun.
Right on.
And then we're going to be part of the Pianos in the Parks project again this year, which is 25 pianos around the city. That get played by the public. And then we're doing something called 25 Jams, where the drawing jam, which is kind of Gage's signature event.
Kind of once a year normally.
Yeah, but we're going to do pop-up drawing jams all over the city in 25 different spots. So,
cool.
Yeah.
25. Yeah,
exactly.
Perfect. Right. Well, we're thrilled to be here. Congratulations again to Gage.
Thank you so much.
It's so great. And so we're going to move on to our next segment. I'm wondering if you would be willing to introduce it.
Oh, I'd be happy to.
All right, so all you have to do is read that to that camera.
Okay. Cheyenne K-Spear has been acting most of her life, and although she's cast as the leading lady, her favorite roles are juicy comedic characters. Take a look.
Well done.
Thanks.
My name is Cheyenne K-Spear, and I am an actor. Theater is an endurance sport. And it can be an extreme sport. An extreme sport that you don't train for and then do once, but you train for and then do 7 or 8 times a week. So let's talk about you, Iris. You. Are you comfortable? To do this right, I personally want to give 300%. That takes a lot of energy. It's hard to open up like that constantly. But that feeling of opening up is also like a drug in a way. And you have the highs, and then you come down, and you have the lows. And you want the next fix. You want the next project. Look, you're quick. You have a strong track record. You comport yourself well, but you've done no preparation for this interview. I mean, even your outfit. I understand you're used to working for men, but Bet's a woman who hires predominantly women, so the only figures she cares about are the 7 she makes. The comparables, essentially, I think the root of the play is how women get ahead in big business and how they get along and mentor or not each other. She'll say, "Darling, if you can't make the sale without the cleavage and the rouge, then your stylist deserves the commission, not you." Then she'll track down your stylist, don't ask me how, and that's where your first check will be sent.
Let's go.
Braden Abraham is the director of this play,
Yeah.
The Comparables, and he is also currently the acting artistic director of the Seattle
this'll
Rep,
work out.
and my partner and baby daddy. We first met when we were working together on The Great Gatsby at the Guthrie Theater in 2006.
Sure, Roy was a great guy, but ours was a regular marriage.
The first play that Braden and I did together as actor and director was a play called This by Melissa James Gibson. And it was the first play that we did together after our daughter was born.
Is this woman someone we know?
Yes.
Someone we know very well?
Yes. Yes.
Someone in this room?
Yes.
Working together is quite marvelous because we have a close relationship and a common language that enables me to be more candid as a collaborator and as a person in rehearsal. At the end of the interview, I feel like I want to eventually get her out the door.
Maybe that's it. Maybe
That feels really good to me.
Moving this way.
Boeing, directed by Allison Narver, is maybe one of the most fun plays I've ever done.
I love him so much!
The character of Gretchen, the Lufthansa German airline stewardess, was just pure candy for me and all of my playmates in that process as well.
Oh, very intense, aren't you?
I could remount that show, hint, hint, at any point.
No. In here? No. In here? Yes.
Oh, me!
I have always loved comedy. I've always been drawn to the character parts in plays. Like I never wanted to play the lead in such and such musical or farce. I wanted to play the Cockney maid in that play, you know, or the quirky sidekick. I think that's where my spirit lives. I feel so lucky that this life picked me and that I get to bring so much joy to the audience, that I get to be a part of the community that shares stories with people and makes people laugh and makes people think. I feel blessed to be a part of that.
Catch Cheyenne in the world premiere of The Comparables, running now through March 29th at the Seattle Rep. Well, Well, there are 45-ish teaching artists here at Gage, and we are very delighted to talk with one of them, Kimberly Trowbridge. Hi, Ms. Trowbridge.
Hello.
By the way, Lady Danger is the
Yes,
lipstick.
that's right.
Lipstick is looking
Yeah,
good.
can't miss it.
We can't miss it. So you are a 2006 UW grad, right?
That is true,
And
yes.
when you graduated with what?
MFA in painting and drawing.
Okay.
Yes.
What was the focus at that time of your work? What were you kind of doing?
I was really trying to figure out how to build paintings without using observation. And so I was letting abstraction, shape, color move into the work in a more prominent way so that I could start to invent scenes that weren't things I was seeing in the external world. And so it was a lot of grappling with drawing and collage and basically trying to figure out how to compose on the two-dimensional plane in with a meaningful language for me.
Right, right. Because I know you're very much about communication.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, let's jump forward then, whatever, 10-ish years here in 2015. I know, isn't that wild? So you've made some real shifts and changes and evolution in your work. So talk a little bit about that.
I have. So kind of early on, I was very influenced by the Italian Renaissance paintings. So the idea of figures being on a stage enacting a story. And so I also have an English lit background. And so I'm interested in my images telling the viewer a story. And so what has happened for me over the last few years is that my paintings have started to move into the three-dimensional realm and actually become stage sets. And so they become installations that viewers can participate in more directly. And so that has also brought up this question of performance. So I have this stage set, well, who's performing? And it turns out I think I am. And so I started playing music and started really thinking about how to interact within those spaces. But it all somehow still comes out of painting for me, which is...
What are you trying to communicate in your
Well,
work?
I think a big part of the subject matter for me has been talking to my audience about how, through the language of painting for me, or art in general, that an individual is liberated in such a way to re-narrate or recreate their own narratives. It's kind of a therapy thing, right? It's that I'm not stuck with the story that I was given or that I was told, but that I actually have the amazing power to change it. And I think that that's a really positive, beautiful message for a lot of people to hear.
Yeah, that is very therapeutic.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
So that brings us a little bit to your teaching, because you have been teaching for a long time. Let's start with, I know you teach in your own studio, Top Hat.
Yep, my Top Hat studio.
And in here, one of your main courses has been color for painters.
Yes.
You're into color.
Yes. Color has been my focus as an artist and as an instructor. It's my passion, is to teach people how to rigorously mix a palette that they can then use. And so I think of the palette almost like a blueprint of the mind, that if you can structure color in such a way that you can understand it on the palette, then you feel freer or more articulate to be able to use it to send a message. Because I find that so often with artists and students that color is the most overwhelming topic, that if it works out, it's kind of the slippery slope, like, yay, I made it happen. But to actually be intellectual and conscious about the decisions that you're making, then you can build a stronger vessel to pass your meaning over to your viewer. And so I've had so much fun developing this course over the years.
Well, and so in addition to that, there's another thing coming up this fall,
Yes,
right?
this fall I'm part of two programs that I'm really excited about.
Yep.
One is the Studio Arts Intensive, which is a 7-month-long portfolio development where I'm one of 7 or 8 amazing instructors. I can't wait to be part of that team. And then also my baby is, yes, that I am starting my own atelier program through Gage, really focusing on students who are ready to start building their own body of work and really want to focus on creating an individual voice, but through my guidance, so that I'm there helping them observe color on the life model, but then really starting to develop a unique body of work with their own voice. It's a collaboration, really.
And for yourself, when you're in the studio and you hit the zone, and when you do, what's that feel like?
It's beyond verbiage. It's really, I love it. It's incredible.
It's like learning a
Sometimes I
language.
feel like I'm witnessing myself painting. Like when I work on my large paintings, my body is moving and I'm watching myself choreograph, but it's not really me. Something's passing through me.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
It's intense.
It's pretty intense and pretty cool. Well, thanks so much for just kind of talking about what's
My
going on, what's
pleasure.
coming up. And you can check out Kimberly's work in person. Her piece, Physical Memory, is on view now at Bellevue Arts Museum through the end of the month, or through the end of March. And she's got a solo show coming up. This is a big deal. It's called Framing Perception. It's opening at Gallery for Culture on April 2nd. All of this information and more is on Kimberly's website. Well, thanks so much. Are you
Thank you
teaching?
so much.
You want to play hooky with me today?
Sure, I can
go
do
on.
that.
You
Yeah,
can do
I'm not
that.
teaching today.
Excellent. Let's go. For more information about Devin Entz and other members of the Seattle Experimental Animation Team, check out their website. Well, our musical guest garners nothing but raves straight from the Teatro Zinzanni tent. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Lady Rizzo.
Hi.
And by the way, we are here at the Gage, what is this, the Al Haddaf studio, but you went to school here, right?
Yeah, I went to school
When it was Cornish.
When it was
College of the Arts.
Cornish, and I practiced physical theater in this very room.
So welcome home.
Yeah,
It's a homecoming of
it's going to be
sorts.
hard not to like
Start-
have strange movements.
Do some acting
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm gonna do.
So, you know, you are a big deal. You live in New York.
I'm a big deal.
You're a big deal, and you travel the world with your show.
Yeah.
How in the world did Teatro Zinzanni snag you?
Well, they came to see me in New York City,
Ooh.
and then they waited in my merchandise line.
In the merch line?
Rini, and who's the creative assistant director, and then Tobias Larson, who's a choreographer. And yeah, they waited, and then they came up, and I was signing them my autograph, and they said, "We want to talk to you."
And they did, and you said yes.
I know. Can you believe it?
No, I can't believe it. And you're not going to believe it, or you will believe it when you hear it. So, let's introduce your people. the
I
band.
like that they're vamping under
They are
this.
vamping. It's nice, you
It's
guys.
amazing. They're just like, so this is Dr. Andy Coe on guitar.
Hi,
We've got
Andy.
Hans Teuber,
Hi.
who's the musical director of Teatro Zinzanni
Of course,
on bass.
lucky to have you.
Jose Martinez, shortstop and percussion. And then we've got Steve.
Steve, who looks
Don't get lost in his beard.
No, and what's the band, the two guys?
Led Zepp. No.
The other guys.
She's got legs.
ZZ Top! ZZ Top, baby, but you're cuter.
Yeah, he's cuter. And
so-
younger.
Yeah, and younger.
Much
yeah.
younger.
Oh, yeah. Now, you're going to do a couple songs for us, and both of them you wrote, and the first one you wrote with
Hans for this
show.
show. Yeah, though I'm going to take it and do what I want with it.
You're going to go all over the place, because that's what you do. All right, so what's it called?
It's called Gypsy and Me.
Gypsy and Me.
I really feel like I want vamping every conversation that I get into. Like, I just want to be walking on the street, and then all of a sudden they're like, hello.
This kind of right
Weird.
behind you. They're noodling behind you. They're
Just
noodling.
noodling. Like, pay no attention to the band.
Are you ready to do it?
Yes, yes.
All
Take
right.
off my
Okay,
jacket.
ladies and gentlemen, Lady Rizzo and band.
The gypsy in me will never sit down. She folds up her silk tent, shakes her stakes from the ground. Oh, always needing the next kiss. While you're still around, the gypsy in me might be lost, but will she be found? I'm hungry for distance when I feel the ropes, the tug of your heartstrings strangles all hope, voracious for speed when I feel your need, excited, salacious, but I'm always gracious when I leave you there on your knees. Nancy, come here. Come here, Nancy. Come here. Tiger. Oh my God. The gypsy in me will hit the next town, flash leg for a free ride, dance the dust from my gum, search for souls I can spark with, will never sit down. The gypsy in me might be lost, but might want to be found. The gypsy in me isn't lost, but might want to be found. The gypsy in me isn't lost, but will she be
See Lady Rizzo in Teatro Zinzani's The Hot Spot, running now through June 7th at the Big Tent on Mercer Street. Ticket information is at zinzani.com. And now for something completely different. New Century Theater tackles the lives of millennials in Annie Baker's Pulitzer Prize-winning play, The Flick. Directed by company member M.J. Sieber, Flick is on stage at 12th Avenue Arts, March 5th through April 4th. With a collective 32 Grammy Awards, jazz greats Herbie Hancock and Chick Corea kick off a world tour in Seattle at the Paramount on March 14th. Sometimes you just have to see the originals. Promising that you'll laugh, cry, love, and debate, it's the 20th year for the Seattle Jewish Film Festival. This year it means 32 films from 10 countries with a host of educational and social events. The festival runs for 10 days, starting March 14th. And in the name of something for everyone, Pacific Northwest Ballet artfully stages 2 premieres of work by the radically talented choreographer William Forsythe, March 13th through the 22nd at McCaw Hall. While across the lawn, Key Arena will be fortifying their stage for the WWE Worldwide Road to WrestleMania, March 14th. Pick wisely. Hey, one more thing before we go. This is Mike McGrath, a teaching artist here at Gage, and the head of McGrath Sculpture Atelier.
Correct.
Right. So this is kind of a new course.
It's a brand new course.
Tell me about it.
It's a brand new course. We just started it this fall, so this is our first cohort here. It is a 3-year program for focused sculptural study. The idea when you come out of here, you will have the chops you need to be a professional figurative sculptor.
Wow, and that will happen.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah, exactly.
How long have you been sculpting for?
I've been sculpting probably about 20 years now. I just checked in, but I've been drawing since I was a kid.
Wow.
And I discovered sculpting sort of late in life, about my 30s, and sort of it took off ever since.
Is there, for people who, I mean, obviously people here are pretty serious in this class, it looks like. For folks who just want to have fun or don't know if they really want to do it, what would you offer them, or what would you suggest?
We have Saturday morning courses. We have Tuesday night courses. We have portrait courses for beginners, and it's specifically for beginners, people who are just sort of Little Red Schoolhouse kind of idea.
Yeah.
And summertime, we have 5-week courses that are just kind of a little quick immersion, see how I like it or not.
See how you like it.
So yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for letting us invade. Thank you to all you students, by the way. We appreciate you letting us be in here. And that is a wrap for this week. We will be back next week with another slate of great local art, including the Jason Parker Quartet. It's going to be a good one. See ya. Okay, you guys, are you ready for me now?
You get up there? Good.
Right up here. Right up here.
Right up there. Right there. That's it. That's it.
The death of me, so they're killing me. You'll be the death of me, so they're killing me. Come to me, oh come to me, one more dip in your ink, 'cause my quill is dry.